What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. We're going to give you some predictions here for the Texas A&M Aggies. We'll give you our predictions, what we thought about this team, what our simulation thought about them, the FBI, Athlon Sports as well, and give you the over-under win total from Las Vegas. This is a team that you look at and you think, yeah, this team has a chance to be pretty good. And then you look at the schedule and you think, yeah, they might be pretty good, but their record may not reflect exactly how good they are because they have a brutal schedule. I mean, it is just brutal. It's right up there with the toughest in the country. We've got South Carolina as the toughest schedule in the country, but Texas A&M it's got to be number 2, number 3, top 5. I can't remember exactly where we put them, but it is a really tough schedule. Here is that schedule, and you see they've got Clemson in the non-conference on the road at Clemson, and then their crossover games are against Georgia and South Carolina. So very tough schedule here. They do get Alabama at home, so you never know. Maybe they could pull off an upset there. How about the way they end the season? I mean, that is the toughest 3-game stretch to end the season for anybody in college football, especially those final 2 games. No bye week or anything. You got South Carolina, then a road game against Georgia, and a road game against LSU. Very, very tough there. So we're going to show you our predictions, and if you want to get more on our predictions, you can head over to the main channel. We went through every Power 5 team and showed you the schedule and kind of broke it down, gave our predictions, gave a little bit more of our thoughts on these teams. Again, I think Texas A&M is going to be pretty good, but I don't think they're a top 10 team like some people think. And I think the schedule will catch up to them a little bit. So we'll start with that, and here are our 5 different sources. We're going to give you our predictions, our NCAA football simulation, Athlon Sports, the magazine, FBI, and Las Vegas. So our predictions for this Texas A&M team, 7-5. Again, a really tough schedule. 8-4, I think it could possibly happen for them. But you look at those road games at the end of the year, LSU and Georgia. Then you look at Alabama and Clemson. I don't really see them winning any of those games. So that's 4 losses right out of the gate. And then, you know, they're probably going to lose somewhere else. Just looking at the rest of the schedule, it's tough to win the rest of those games without a loss on that schedule. So because of that, I think this team will finish 7-5. I could see them at 8-4 if everything goes well for them, or they pull off an upset, maybe. But I could also see them at 6-6. I could see them losing a couple of games, maybe to South Carolina and Auburn or Mississippi State. Or, you know, there are games on there that they could potentially lose. And again, it's a really tough schedule. So I've got them at 7-5. That's just kind of my thoughts on this Texas A&M team. I know a lot of people are a little bit higher on them, but I've got them at 7-5. Our NCAA football simulation actually had them at 6-6. So that was surprising. I thought they would do better there. Their losses came to Clemson, Auburn, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, and LSU. So we again talked about those 4 games: Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, LSU. I think they're going to lose those 2 games. They could lose to Auburn. That series, the away team has won a lot of times since A&M has been in the SEC. There's your 5th loss, and that's the other one is it would be an upset for them to go on the road and lose to Ole Miss. And again, that game is on the road, so you never know. But that was the other game that our simulation had them losing, and yeah, it had them finishing 6-6. Could that happen? We'll see. Our simulations have been really accurate in the past for some teams, and for some teams they've been way off. So that'll be something worth watching there, and we'll compare this at the end of the year and see who did the best job predicting each of these teams. But they've got them at 6-6. Athlon Sports has this team at 8-4, so they are high on the Aggies despite the difficult schedule. They think that this team can get to 8-4, and I think they have them ranked pretty high overall as well, just in their team rankings. So again, some of the question marks, a lot of the young players for this team, I'm hesitant to jump up there and put them at 8-4. I don't really see them getting a big upset in there, and I think another game could catch up to them. 8-4 is possible, but yeah, that's what Athlon Sports thinks. They're high on A&M. They don't go game by game, so we don't know exactly where that 8-4 would come from, where the losses would come from. But I'm pretty sure it would be those 4 games I mentioned: Clemson on the road, Alabama, and then both LSU and Georgia on the road to close out the season. 8-4 from Athlon. What about the FBI? They agree with me. They're at 7-5 for this team. Again, the FBI is based off of 10,000 simulations, and the computers have them at 7-5. If you go game by game, they are favored in every game except for those 4 games we mentioned. So if you go game by game, according to the FBI, this team would actually go 8-4. But you average it all out, and just like I've been saying, one of those games is going to catch up to them. They will lose another game, and they'll finish 7-5. That's what the FBI thinks. And we did a complete FBI breakdown here on this channel. If you want to go back and watch that video showing you the odds of them in each game, their odds to win the SEC, go undefeated, all of that is broken down there in the FBI. Again, if you want to see that, it's here on our SEC channel. We did every single SEC team. So 7-5 from the FBI, just like what I had at 7-5. What about Las Vegas? They've got this team, the over/under win total at 7.5. That makes for a pretty tough pick, because if you think they're going to go 7-5 or 8-4, and you feel pretty confident that it's going to be there, well, their total is 7.5. So you've got to go over that or under that at 8-4 or 7-5. You know, what do you think this team is going to do? I wouldn't bet on it. I don't bet anyways, but I would definitely stay away from this team, because that is a very difficult pick to make. And if it was 8, you know, I'd go under, because they're going to, I think, at least going to lose 4 games, and you could at least push if they go 8-4. But at 7.5, that makes for a really tough pick. So this Texas A&M team appears to be set for a 7-5 or 8-4 season. Our simulation is a little bit lower than everything else. I would be surprised if they went 6-6. It could happen, but it seems like they're going to probably go 7-5 or maybe 8-4. We'll check it out at the end of the year and see which of these sources was most accurate, of course. But we want to hear from you. What do you think about Texas A&M? What do you think their record will be this upcoming season? Please comment below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.